Now, you tell me if this makes sense to you. There's this guy that goes to my church and this lady that I know, and she introduced me to the guy maybe like this past summer, so like some months ago, right? Introduced, I'm like, hey, how are you? You know, it was a real nice introduction, and then that was it. Apparently he's interested. So talk to me. Like, so on Sunday she saw me. I hugged her, you know, hey, how you doing? She was like, let me introduce you to this young man. I said, ma'am, you've already introduced me to him before. And she was like, I have? I said, yeah. She was like, well, he's a great young man, and I feel like y'all two, you know, it would be nice if y'all two, you know, like spend some time together. I said, he doesn't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him. And she was like, well, he said that you said you won't be looking his way. Let me repeat myself. He don't say nothing to me, so I don't say nothing to him.
All right, so just off the bat, you are able to already sense the attitude coming directly from her. You could clearly see the hands, you could see the neck, you could see the disposition, right? You can see the tone, the type of disapproval that she has directly in her voice when it deals with this man. Now, the interesting thing is, she states all of this, but we all know that there are times when other people, let's say like there's a guy out there, he might not specifically know how to speak, or he might be a little bit shy. So instead of embarrassing himself, you might have a wingman, a friend, come up and speak to the girl to let her know, like, hey, you know, my friend is interested in you. He thinks that you're cute, yada, 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 all the stuff. Pretty much that's the same thing that happened here. The only difference is that it was a woman that felt that, hey, not sure if she might have been a relative or a friend of the family, or, you know, maybe she knows the guy from, you know, a long period of time since he was little. And she felt that, hey, he would be a great match or a great fit directly for you. She specifically stated that, hey, well, if he's not directly speaking to me, it doesn't matter. And I'm like, that sounds a little bit crazy. And again, the guy has stated that, hey, she don't even look in my direction again, which means that she is not interested. But she wanted to make it seem as though if she is looking in his direction, that means that she is directly trying to pursue. Like I said, you can't make a lot of this stuff up. This is how a lot of women, they shut themselves out of situations where they could actually be with a decent type of guy that would actually accept them. But
I don't pursue. I don't chase. I don't insert myself. I don't do none of that. Now, mind you, this man works on the parking lot ministry, right? Or the ministry that's outside telling you where to park and stuff. Sweetie pie, you trying to talk to me? Tell me you'll park my car. Save me a parking spot close to the door. Okay? Tell me you'll drive me up to the front, or you'll meet me up at the front and then you'll go park my car for me. That's how you talk to a woman. I don't know what be possessing y'all to think that we as the women gotta do the pursuing, the chasing, and all of that. Baby, I accept what's given to me. I reciprocate. But to reciprocate something, it has to be given to you first.
again, just as a ordinary man, I'm just trying to understand what her position is. You're making a video about a guy that you're obviously not even interested in, but because he seemed to have been interested and didn't exactly directly talk to you in the way that you felt that he should have been trying to talk to you, you were automatically like, oh, I'm not interested, and things have to be reciprocated. I'm not going to directly, assert myself or go out of my way and do all of these things. That's the craziest thing, because just think if people had that same logic when they dealt with a job. I'm not going to go out of my way to go seek this job. I'm not going to, try to insert myself into this job position. It's going to be reciprocated. You know how many people would be jobless? You know what I mean? More Americans would actually be homeless. Like when you apply that type of logic to a lot of other things in life, you will see how quickly faulty that type of logic is and how nonsensical it is. If at any moment in time that people or a person wanted something in life, they're going to go out there and seek it. If you're telling me that you're just going to take whatever life gives you, yeah, you failed. You failed. You don't have no type of boundaries. You don't have no type of rules. You're just like, I'm just going to sit in this place and whatever comes is whatever is going to come. That makes no sense. That makes no sense. Nowhere in any of what she is stating is she saying that she is putting a certain type of energy forth, that she is willing, certain things to come directly into her life or into fruition, or that she's making certain adjustments in order to attract a certain type of energy. Everything is just like, hey, you're going to come here and you're going to meet me and you're going to basically accept me for who it is that I am. If not, then it is what it is. Good game. Try again with somebody else.
No, no, no. Over are the days of me putting myself out there. Over are the days of me inserting myself. Over are the days of me looking dumb, desperate, and dusty. Over are those days. Like that was never my style. Why would I start now? I don't care how good of a young man he is. If he's a young man who is deaf, mute, and dumb, then I don't want to talk to him. Like, I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it, y'all. I'm so over these men. It's sassy. You a grown tail man, and you can't open up your mouth and say hello to somebody, and your excuse is, oh, she don't look my way. Make me look your way. Give me something to look at.
And you can clearly see why she is single. And you clearly see why she stated, I'm not going to step outside of my boundaries. I'm not going to do this. I'm not the entitlement that is there. She feels that because she looks a certain type of way, that everybody should, in a sense, come to her beck and to her call. You should basically observe and see her and come directly to her, and she doesn't have to do anything but basically stay there, look pretty, and say yay or nay. But you see the type of mouth that she got. You see the type of attitude that she, and no, this is all directed towards a guy, again, that she is not even interested in. And then let me make this very clear. A lot of women like her, let me just reiterate myself, let me make this very clear. A lot of women like her will have a lot of family members, a lot of friends, a lot of associates that are gay males. And they'll say that they love them, that they support them, and everything like that. And they will make sure to fight tooth and nail if anybody decides to cross or come against them in any type of way because of their sexuality. Cool, fine, no problem. But it's these exact same women that will decide to use a terminology such as zesty or sassy in order to go at a straight man, in order to go at his sexuality, in order to emasculate that man, and to try to compare him to another man who likes the exact same thing, right? You see what I'm saying? It doesn't make any type of sense. But yet, these are the same people who state that, hey, I have members of my family who are gay. I have friends who are gay. I have coworkers. I have people who I support. Right? They love and they support and they cherish these people. They will fight tooth and nail for them again. But then they'll turn around and look at a straight man and they'll start calling him zesty and sassy, automatically attacking his sexuality, automatically attacking his masculinity. It's crazy. It's 100% crazy.
Like, that's why I be quiet, because if you can't even speak to me in the parking lot, you sure can't handle me in this mouth. Make it make sense. If you gonna do anything in this world, make it make sense. Okay? Cause I'm over it. I'm over it. If it's just me and my daughter for the rest of my life, me and my baby, we gonna be alright. We gonna have a good life. Because
And there we have it. This is a single mother. There we go. And you clearly see why she is single. You clearly see why more than likely the the father of the child is not there at all. At all. She clearly said, if it's just me and my baby girl for the rest of my life, I'm over it. You're over it, but yet you went on about a good 2 to 3 minute rant about a guy that you're clearly not even interested in. I just want to make it very clear to a lot of guys out there. This is the type of woman that says that she wants a decent or a nice guy, but realistically, she wants a scammer and a drug dealer. She wants somebody who is in a gang. She wants somebody who was in and out of jail, in and out of prison. That's realistically what she's looking for. She's just not being honest with it, because no guy, no decent guy is going to deal with her mouth. The way that she is acting like a child, you see how she's bouncing and jumping around in the car, like that didn't even make any sense. Why do you have all that energy? Why do you have all that aggression? Why do you have all of that anger? Right? And you want to try to critique his masculinity because you're acting masculine for no reason. Like I said, nobody's coming at now. Now I want people to understand this. Nowhere in there did she state that this dude came at her wrong. He tried to call her out of her name. He tried to discard her, devalue her, disrespect her. None of those things happen, but you see how her mouth is. You see how she wants to push some type of venom directly out there. And you also, and this is the one thing I try to tell women, out of everything in life, when you look up handle, people handle chemicals, they handle animals, they handle radioactive, like some of the most dangerous things need to be handled carefully. You're a grown woman stating that, this guy, if he can't come up and speak to me, there's no way that he can handle this mouth and this attitude. No man should have to handle that. You're a grown woman. You should be able to handle and deal with that yourself. Like I said, handling mostly deals with chemicals, things that are very toxic, right? Things that you got to be very, very careful with, right? Like when dynamite sweats, you got to be very, very careful because boom, right? Or nitric acid, stuff like that. You got to be very, very careful with certain things. Anything that's radioactive, very, very careful. Poisonous snakes, very, very careful. Alligators, very, very careful. You're a full-fledged human being, grown woman, and you have a child, and you're sitting up here stating that a man has to be able to handle your attitude and your mouth. You need to fix that and deal with that. You need to take that to therapy. Because what's going to inevitably happen is the same attitude of mouth that she got, she's going to raise her daughter with those exact same values. And it ain't going to be good. It's going to be history repeating itself because the mother did not stop and think before she decided to carry a child and teach a child and help a child grow into the exact same woman that she is. Because at the end of the day, any parent worth their salt wants their children to be better than them. This woman is not a part of that whole thing. She's not. And she's automatically setting her daughter up for failure with the attitude in her mouth that she already has on social media. Like I keep telling a lot of these people out here, social media is forever. It's going to long surpass you. While all of us of this timeline are completely gone, everything is said and done with, there's going to be future generations that are going to stumble upon and watch a lot of our videos and watch how a lot of us were acting and a lot of the things that we were sitting up here saying. They're going to sit back and laugh and like, wow, these were grandparents back then. They were really talking like this. They were really doing things like this. Yeah. Sadly enough, yeah. But it is what it is.